What it do, YouTube? It's your boy. It's your boy. It's your boy. It's your boy. We back with another one, man. I hope y'all ain't mad at me, man, because I know it's been a couple of days since I dropped one, but I've been telling myself that, like I said, I want to get better with this every day, and I'm not just about to give out bull crap takes and just bull crap videos. So I'm gonna take my time with this stuff, and I'm gonna keep trying to get better, keep trying to, find ways to grow in this craft, and just keep finding ways to, make better quality videos and things like that. So I had a pretty busy week. Ended up helping my sister move. Congratulations to her. Had some things I had to do at work. Stayed some, get some extra overtime and stuff. Maybe one of these days, eventually, this will be my 24/7, or excuse me, my straight up 9 to 5. And, just keep working for that. But in this one, man, we gonna go ahead and jump back, to one of the things that's near and dear to my heart, and that's my Pittsburgh Steelers. So in this one, man, I want to talk about who I think should be our 2025 quarterback and what we possibly should be doing in this situation with Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, possibly drafting someone, or I don't necessarily see it happening just like that. I ain't seen the Steelers do it in a long time, but we don't have Kevin Colbert no more. We have Omar Khan now. If the Steelers if they would make a big splash trade like we seen with the Rams and the Detroit Lions, or just any one of these quarterbacks that would, that they could possibly see themselves grabbing. But we go jump straight into it, man, with Russell Wilson, man. How I feel about Russ is man, just being straight up, man, I think Russ's best days are behind him. I don't think that he has taken a step back mentally, as far as like, as much as I think he has physically. I think those Seattle days, man, like when he was taking his team to the Super Bowl and stuff like that. Obviously that's not him no more. Father Time is undefeated, but I can say that I know Russ is a good mentor for someone, and if you put enough weapons around Russell Wilson, then I think he could just have better play overall. The best weapon the Steelers had this past year was George Pickens. All the other guys, not to throw shade on them, but the eyeball test don't lie to you. So Russ with more weapons around him next year, that would be something I would kind of like to see. But in all honesty, man, like I said, I think his best days are behind him. So I just be straight up, I'm cool with letting Russ walk, man, because especially if he's gonna want to end up getting a big payday, and he gonna want a payday to where he's staying around another 2-3 years. I mean, I'm not really necessarily all for it. When I sit back and I think about it, and I think about how this year, some of the sacks he took, the way he played going down the stretch, it makes me, wonder why they didn't allow Justin Fields to stay in whenever he had a 4-2 record. And, Russ came in killing it those first two games. That Sunday night game against the Jets, and then that Monday night game against the Giants. He came in killing it. But like I say, when that competition got higher, and he had a real good game too, also against the Commanders. That was a solid defense to have a good game against. But when the competition got a little bit more stacked against the Ravens and the Chiefs and the Bengals at the end of the season, Russ kind of shied away, and that's kind of what we can't have. If we go have a QB that's supposed to be getting us over the hump, then we need Russ to step his game up. And like I say, his athleticism is not what it used to be. So I hate to say it, man, but like I said, man, I don't really necessarily think I really want to see Russell Wilson back in a Steelers uniform next year, just because of some fact I think we have to pay him more than what we paid him this year, and he is just getting older. And the only way I would want to see Russell Wilson back in a Steelers uniform next year is if we draft a quarterback this year, but I don't necessarily see that happening too, unless the Steelers just fall in love with somebody like a Jalen Milroe, another strong, big, athletic quarterback that can move, very athletic, very electric, can be him, a playmaker. He had some real good times at Alabama. That's one of the only ways I can see the Steelers necessarily bringing back Russell Wilson next year. But man, just off the top of my head, I hate to sound like this and be that guy, but like every reason I just stated, that those are just real factual reasons. When it's time to get out of harm's way, Russ is, he can't move like he used to. The game has gotten real fast, and these edge rushers and linebackers, man, they moving like running backs nowadays. So, just in all honesty, like I said, man, unless we just get two more stud weapons around, we end up drafting, like I said, but that's the only way I want to keep Russ around is if we end up drafting a quarterback for him to sit behind Russ. But we just had Justin do that all last year. So, like I said, man, I appreciate Russell Wilson for all he did in the Steelers uniform, man. But seeing how he played down the stretch and towards the end of the year is what, like I said, it's not really why I want to see him back next year, man. So then that brings me to number 2. Man, it's not an excuse, or excuse me, it's not a secret that anybody that knows me knows I've been rooting for Justin Fields the whole year. I was so happy whenever I seen we end up trading for Justin Fields and got him for the Bears. Because, man, going back to whenever he first came in the league, he's the same draft class as Najee. Man, I wanted us to trade up for Justin, man. Him coming out of Ohio State, man, being nominated for the Heisman, ended up getting his team in the they didn't end up going to the Natty, but they went to the game right before that, the semifinals, man. I really, back in those days, man, 2019, 2020, like I was really wanting us to snatch Justin Fields. Yeah, he came out of 2021 draft, if I remember correctly. I was really wanting us to get him because during those years, those were Ben's last years, and Justin Fields' rookie year was Ben's second to last year, if I remember correctly. And I think Justin played this year, leading us to 4-2, only having one turnover. I will tell the truth. It was a couple of passes that were dropped by DBs that possibly could have been turned over, but for the most part, it wasn't too many of them. I really think that Justin Fields would, do the Steelers well this next year if we just could learn how to build around him. A couple of players, and I'm an Oklahoma Sooners guy myself, but watching these Ohio State Buckeyes go and win a Natty this year, man, Travion Henderson and Emeka Ibuka, excuse me on that name. Those two players, man, I like them, man. I really think those dudes are studs, man. With that first round pick, I could see the Steelers possibly taking like a D tackle or something on defense, just because Cam Hayward is getting up there in age, or even possibly a corner if they just really fall in love with a corner. And I pray that it's not another Artie Burns. I would pray that corner is a lockdown corner. But watching, just checking out some of these guys' film and some of these guys' tape, I really think that if we could just build around Justin Fields, and we forget that Roman Wilson had to sit out this whole year, due to injury. So, and he was a 3rd round pick from last year. Roman Wilson ended up coming up this year, being a 2nd-year player. Like Calvin Austin had to sit out his whole rookie year as well, and he ended up having a really solid, good 2nd year, and he's had a really good 3rd year. He's taking steps every year, and this is all to say, like, building around Justin Fields, we got to keep George Pickens on our team. If we keep George Pickens, Roman Wilson takes that next step. When we draft a receiver, that's a nice stud. And we also still got Calvin Austin and Pat Freiermuth. That's all, like I'm saying. Travion Henderson, man, I think him and Jalen Warren could be a real nice 1-2 punch combo. Or also Oklahoma State running back Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon is tall, kind of slim, but man, he can run. He don't mind running through them tackles. But like I said, Travion Henderson, boy, he got that next level breakaway speed, man. He's nice. Luther Burton, coming out of Mizzou, if he might be one of the 2nd, 3rd receivers off the board. Like he said, that's even if he even falls that low. I don't know if that could realistically happen, but if it did, man, all of those guys, Luther Burton, Emeka Egbuka, excuse me, I'm gonna butcher that name every time. Emeka Egbuka, Travion Henderson, even it's crazy to throw this name out there. I can see the Steelers snatching Cam Scatterboot. That dude is tough as nails. I'm running through the tackles, super duper physical. He's another stud. But and then he's also somebody I can see falling in like the late rounds, like third, middle of the third, early in the fourth. Cam Scatterboo, man. But he's a stud. He one of them dudes that's gonna run hard every time. Because I don't necessarily see the Steelers bringing back Najee Harris for the deals that, I see somebody being willing to pay Najee a little bit more than the Steelers. So, but like I said, man, the only way I could be okay with them bringing Russ back is if they bring a QB in to sit behind them. But, man, they just did that last year with Justin Fields. So, me personally, sign Fields. Sign Fields to a 1 or 2 year deal, a prove-it deal, and put some pieces around him. And I really do think that we do it like that Justin Fields should be the QB for the 2025 season and that he will be our QB going forward. Because in college he played against good talent. The Bears are a dumpster fire organization. Everybody knows that. Look what's going on this last year with Caleb Williams. Like, they had the number 1 overall pick. They only won, 4 games? Probably more games than that. But, man, I think they only did win 4 games. I'd have to go look that up. But, yeah, I really think that Justin Fields would be the best option for us going forward. Put the pieces around him, reload up on defense. The majority of guys we got on defense, we got on the contract and stuff like that. So, with Dante Jackson, I think he only signed a 1 year deal, or this was last year his contract. But we really trying to stay focused on the offensive side of the ball with the Steelers quarterback this next year. So, up to me, man. I'm really wanting them to re-sign Justin Fields to a 1 or 2 year deal and put some more pieces around him. We need another playmaking receiver. You ask me, another playmaking receiver that know how to get the ball in space, have some breakaway speed. And that's what I'm really loving about Luther Burton. He's one of those dudes that him and Emeka, they both can create separation and have real fast speed after the catch, man. And that's something that a playmaker has been lacking on this offense for the last 2-3 years. The only legit just playmaker we have is I guess you could say a Jalen Warren, George Pickens, but you know what I'm saying? Pickens is a deep threat. He don't mind going across the middle from time. He's the best weapon we have, but we need a legit playmaker like a Amon-Ra St. Brown, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey type of guy. We need a playmaker, somebody can line up in the slot, possibly line up in the backfield, just put him anywhere on the field, can just make a play. Justin Fields, you give him somebody like that, I really think he's going to flourish and have a better year. And also, you can't forget the fact that I'm pretty sure Arthur Smith will be back next year. That'll be another year. That'll be year 2 that he done got to sit with and work with Arthur Smith and, learn that playbook, get better. They can learn each other more. And Arthur Smith will know the things that Justin is good at and the things he's not good at, just like he had on this last year. And, where it is that Mike Tomlin, he came out and said it himself. That's why he is the big man. He gets paid the money to make those decisions. So, but if it's up to me, and it just should go like this just in general, bro. Give Justin Fields, those weapons that he needs to, flourish and have a better year, man. Because last year, man, he was 4-2 and they snatched him out, and he was playing pretty well, man. And his confidence was starting to go up, man. And I hated that they took him out, but Steelers quarterback for 2025 needs to be and should be Justin Fields. I appreciate y'all for making it to this point with me in this video, and y'all have a good, blessed weekend. God bless y'all. Peace.